Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you?
Fine, sir. Thank you very much. What about you?
We are doing well here in Delhi. The weather is a little bit hazy. How are the things with you over there?
Almost it is here very good weather. We are having like a spring. Everything is nice. Very lovely weather we are having here. And this weather is called the best one in the whole year. The weather that we are experiencing here.
That is very good.
Yeah. So welcome you, sir, in the show Rubaru. Dr.
Rubaru.
Anwarul Haque Sahab. Yes.
I
He is
am very pleased and thrilled to be with you at this
Thank you very
platform.
much. Same to me. It's my pleasure actually, and we are honored that you have a personality like you, multi-dimensional and multi-test personality who is having a lot of experiences in different fields. So,
Thank you so much.
welcome you, sir, and I hope that our audience will benefit from this show, from this Rubaru talk. First of all, I would like to inform our audience that Dr. Anwarul Haque Sahab, a PhD from Jamia Millia Islamia, has been teaching English for more than 10 years. So he is having good experience of teaching English language. As well as he has taught at Jamia Millia Islamia and the Wing Foundation, New Delhi. I would also like to inform our audience that Dr. Anwarul Haque Sahab, in addition to his PhD, he has earned an MBA as well an MA in English and an MPhil and a fully accredited TOEFL certification through Lama University, USA, and the Paris College of International Education, France. So I am pleased to have this great personality here who will share with us his experiences and his goal and whatever he is willing to share with the audience, as our audience can get a lot of benefits and a lot of visions in his lives and direction in his life. So welcome you, sir, in this show.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so first of all, Dr. Anwarul Haque Sahab, can you share with us how learning through life experiences is your experience?
Yeah, sure. It is very important opportunity for me. It's a very good opportunity for me to share it with you about my life and my experience. I had never thought that my experience and my life would be so much important that one day you will be talking about that, and one day people will be asking the questions about this for me. But yes, this is a very good opportunity for me. I would like to share with you all the details. I was born and brought up in a very small village of Muzaffarpur. The name of the village was Kazichak. In that village, when I was born and brought up, I was around like 5 or 6 years old. I started my schooling. My father is a teacher, and I am very proud of saying that my father's father and mothers were a teacher. My father's mother was a teacher, and her father and mother were teacher, and my mother's father and mother were teacher, and their father and mother were teachers as well. So I can proudly say that I am inherited teacher, and I love my job. I enjoy teaching.
Sure.
And yes, my life went through many ups and downs. My father, of course, like teaching in a madrasa is a kind of a very tough job, and financially we were very weak at that time, and then we started our life with a struggle. But when I moved to the city, Muzaffarpur is my city, and my first master's degree which I earned was in Urdu. And the reason was my love towards Urdu, I always liked the poetry and literature, and because Urdu poetry has a rich literature, and it has some essence of Persian as well. And through Urdu, I learned a lot of things about poetry, and then I learned I tried to read some poetry by Hafiz and by Shahzadi, and then I thought I must learn English so I can go through world literature,
Good.
because if you really want to know about the world literature, or even your literature, that where my language stands in context of the world literature, then
Yes.
English is a good medium to go with that. But uh, by the time I completed my first master degree in 2001, I thought of like it is important for me to move to the bigger city to get more exposure, to get more scopes. And yes, somehow that was proved correct. I moved to Delhi for my higher education, and here I got admitted in Jamia Millia Islamia in MPhil. That was my second master degree. But Jamia Millia Islamia has given me a lot. This is the place where I learned how to think. The places I learned how to study that were also important for me. Um, like in my beginning, my father taught me how to live life. That was also important for me. But Jamia Millia Islamia, why I say it is the most important place, because when I came here, I was like you can say full-fledged. I was totally uh, kind of matured, so I could understand the life. I could understand the world, and here I
Yes.
met so many scholars, big scholars, and I learned a lot from all of them. And this is the place where I started thinking like learning Urdu, teaching Urdu, studying Urdu. It's fun, it's a lot, but I need to see where my language stands in the world literature. And for that, I need to learn English. But
Okay.
because of my financial issues, I thought I need to go to the kind of a profession where I can get some money basically. But for that, I got admission in management, MBA, and
Okay.
that opened my eyes. In management studies, I learned how life works, and then after learning all that, like one thing I would like to share with you, that there is one chapter called organize. It is a subject, organization behavior. In
Okay.
that subject, there was a chapter called leadership.
Okay.
When I studied that leadership chapter, I found out that no, becoming a leader is not just. I mean, normally when we hear this word leader, we think about the political things. But becoming a leader means you can lead the world. You can lead the world in any field, in whatever field you go. Then I thought the best leadership is there where you can benefit some people. And then
Yes.
I thought teaching could be the best option for me. So after
Okay.
completing my master's in management, I went for corporate, and then 2 years I worked for corporate. And then I found out, no, I am not made for this marketing job. I am made for leadership. I need to give benefit to other people. Then I started teaching. And here I met with Mr. Jonathan Shifley from USA, and I partnered with him and I worked with him, and he mentored me a lot. He was like a father figure to me in corporate world, in the professional life. And when I recited Quran, when I read something about like the spiritual things, then I heard like the world is beautiful, and everything in the world is beautiful. When Quran says like you need to think about each and everything how God has made, and it's really amazing. Like whatever God has made is amazing. The problem is that we don't get time to think deeply. Even I am talking to you right now, if I see like anything around us is made by God. Everything, the origin is like the first. If you go, the root is from God.
Yes.
And
Yes.
God is so kind of a perfect creator. Like anything, like suppose if you take your finger and look at your finger and look at your nails and try to think about it, you will be surprised how well it is designed. It is beyond
Yes.
imagination of a human. We can't think. And yeah, then I started thinking and started writing, and the words which I used to have, I started using it. And then I learned some other poets as well, and that gave me impression. That gave me the thing that that was awesome. I
Good.
learned a
So,
lot from other people. Yeah.
very good. So, can you tell us about your publications, as you have written more than 6 books, as well
Yes.
as you have worked as a research associate with the Department of Urdu Jamia Millia Islamia on the Tagore Research and Translation Scheme. So, can you tell us about your publications, your academic and research works, and with regard to this research regarding Tagore and the topic that was given to you?
Sure, sir. Sure. When I was in Jamia, normally Jamia doesn't offer a job before completion of the PhD, but I was one of the fortunate ones that before getting the award of my PhD in 2013, in 2012, I got this opportunity to work with Tagore Research and Translation Scheme. This was the project granted to the Department of Urdu Jamia Millia Islamia by the Ministry of Culture, Government of India, and it was a huge project. In this project, we translated around 12 books of Rabindranath Tagore, I mean, of him and on him. Some books were written about Rabindranath Tagore, and some books were written by Rabindranath Tagore. So we worked on that. I was a part of the kind of my main job was like coordinating between translators and managing everything. So we did that, and we had to work a lot, and we had done a lot of international seminars, a lot of lectures, programs, and I learned a lot there about literature because I read thoroughly about Tagore's literature. Rabindranath
Very
Tagore
good.
was like one of the iconic literati of Asia, and he was the first one who got Nobel Prize in this region. And yes, Gitanjali, I read it, and I read some dramas and some, especially poetry of Tagore. Like
Okay.
yeah, when you see the poetry of Tagore, you get mesmerized. Like you see the vision, what he had, vision for humanity, vision for oneness of humanity. That was awesome. I loved it. So there I
Very
worked for 2 years almost as a project associate, and before I completed the project, I got an opportunity to teach there in Jamia Millia Islamia.
good.
So kind of 6 months I have been overwhelmed. I was doing project also and I was teaching as well. Uh,
Great.
Professor Shehzad Anjum was my boss in that project. He has been handling it, and he is so active. I mean, it was very hard to work with him because he never let me sit down. I mean, keep on working, and I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that totally. It was awesome.
Very good. Very nice experience that you have for this project and for teaching at Jamia Millia Islamia, and it was really a great opportunity that anybody can get.
Yeah,
So
and
you was the lucky one.
yeah, I call myself the lucky one because it wasn't easy, and this opportunity was like rare kind of things for the person who came from Bihar, 1,000 kilometers away, and came here in Jamia. And I mean, Jamia was a kind of mesmerizing
Okay.
place for me. And as soon as I entered, I got this so big responsibility and opportunity. And Alhamdulillah, I have completed it. And it was a very good accomplishment. It gave me a lot of happiness and
Very
a lot of learning. And then I started teaching at Jamia. Teaching was also very joyful. Uh, uh, like
very
in Urdu department also, you can hardly find a right combination of a person. I mean, a person who has a right combination of English and Urdu and Hindi, because my initial study was in Hindi. The medium was Hindi. So
Okay.
Hindi was also not my problem. So for me, I was a kind of Urdu scholar who had the knowledge of English as well as the knowledge of Hindi. So that was a kind of rare combination. So I was given a lot of responsibilities where these kind of things work. Like if I needed to teach Urdu to the students of English department, they used to send me, because
Yeah.
that was good for me. I was very much comfortable. Most of the Urdu teachers were not comfortable, because normally
Yes. Sure.
the students were talking in English in the leisure time in the class, and the teachers were felt. I mean, teachers normally felt a little awkward. I mean, those teachers who did not understand, but the people.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me it was awesome. I enjoyed it, because
Great.
teaching the students who were English speakers, teaching Urdu, which was my kind of favorite subject. So I enjoyed my 3 years with Jamia, and that was awesome. So I taught there, and then simultaneously I was working with, as I told you earlier, that Mr. Jonathan Shifley, who started an English institution. He told me that he saw many T-shirts where English was written wrong, and he talked to many people who are doctors, engineers, or highly educated people, but that they had some issues with communication problem. So he told me, he shared it with me, that I want to start an institution where I can, I mean, these wonderful people, I can teach them how to speak good English, so they will not be left behind in the world whenever they go and wherever they go. And it happened, it worked. Like I had been working with him, and I still feel like I am working with him, because whatever legacy I have, that is because of him. And Mr. Randall Long, who joined me, and Heidi Long, who is not with us, unfortunately. She died with a brain hemorrhage. But we all were a very good team. We worked together, and I learned a lot from them. And we served around 5,000 people here who were, I mean, who possessed very good skills.
Good.
And they were left behind because they didn't know how to speak good English. So we worked with them, and we trained them. And now it feels very good when we receive the calls from the people from USA, from the UK, that, sir, I was in India, and now I was looking for a job, but now I ended up to a very good project here, and that was all because of you. That feels very good. Like a teacher, like
Nice.
a true teacher can understand this. It feels very good when
Nice.
people say, people give all the credit to us. Actually, it's
Nice.
not. We are just a tool. We work for them. We just train them for one thing. It's their it's their what you say, skills that made them so popular, and they give us credit not because we are good and great. They give us credit because they are good people. They like to give us credit.
Great.
So
So can you share with us the students you taught in that institute? How many countries students you taught over there, and what was the specialization to all of those students? I mean, from which background they came and from which countries they were.
yeah, sure. I taught almost students from more than 40 countries, and sitting here at one
Great.
place, sitting at one place. I haven't, I hadn't any need to go anywhere. So I was sitting just here at my institute, and I taught students from more than 40 countries. The story is that the place where we are located, Dynamic English Classes, Dynamic Educational Services, the place where we are, this place is within 1 kilometer, actually less than 1 kilometer, from the Central University, the world famous university, the Central University, Jamia Millia Islamia. Uh, so students who come here for a study, most of them, they live around here. And even the teachers who come here to teach for 1 year, 2 year contracts, they also live around here. And
Yeah.
English is a kind of need that everybody needs. So all those foreign students who come from abroad, they look for a good place where they can practice their English, and they can get some friends also, because as a foreigner, when they end up Delhi, they don't have friends, and
Yeah.
nobody knows their language. Like if a person from Uzbekistan or from Tajikistan or from Japan who lives around here, they badly look for somebody who can speak their language, and it is hard for them to find. But
Yeah,
English is kind of a common thing that if they can talk in English, but sometimes they feel like their English is broken and it is hard for them to survive in India, and they know that they are going to be here for 2 years, 3 years, and if they don't improve their English, that is going to be kind of difficult for them and in day-to-day life. So they come here and they get together, and I love teaching them. And when they improve their English, it becomes easier for them to live in the society. And then when they go back, they talk to us and they say, okay, it was awesome and I am very happy to talk to you. And these things, I mean, they give all the gratitudes to us, so we feel very happy. So here, and some of them are professionals as well, like the people who are in embassies, they work for embassies. They also, I mean, if you see like the people who are who had a job, who had, I mean, for example, Saudi embassy. Some people come from Saudi Arabia, and they live here, they work here, and around the embassy, it is hard for them to talk to the people because nobody knows Arabics. And some people know Arabic, but they need to find them. But if they go, suppose they go outside and they want to do some shopping, then it is kind of a little bit difficult for them to do shopping. So what they normally do is they look for some teacher or some person who can teach them English. So it's not only Saudi Arabia, like the embassy in Afghanistan also. I mean, embassy of Afghanistan, embassy of Iran, the people who study there. Recently, like we had some students from Iran who we taught, and when they were going, they told me that they have made an association of Iranian students in India, and one of my students said that he used to be a president of that, so he would like to give me a kind of memory, what you say, momentum. So he gave me the memento, and I taught him around 6 months, and he became well versed in English. So now he went back to Iran and he started a school over there, and he started teaching English over there. So that is one of the best things I
great
can say, that makes me feel very good. And moreover, we had some American people, some native speakers. So that was also very attractive for the people. Like when you see when native speakers talk and native speakers teach, people think like now I am learning the true English, the real English. And it works because sometimes the pronunciational mistakes when people make, and being a second language speaker, like I am also a second language speaker, so when I teach, sometimes I needed to ask some questions related to pronunciation or related to some other facets of language. So it was good that a native speaker was available with us in our institute, so we could go and ask him, how do you normally say this? Do you say this way or that way? So that worked.
Great, great. So, with regard to English, as it is the second language to us, and
Yeah.
most of the people, even the university students, they have problem in their pronunciation or accent. So,
Yes.
which kind of courses do you have at your institute to
Yeah.
improve their pronunciation as well as their
Yeah.
accent?
Yeah. I got your point. Actually, uh, when it comes to pronunciation, of course, no matter how hard we try, no matter how good pronunciation we can make, but as soon as we start talking with the native speaker, they can easily understand that this is not our mother tongue. So
Yeah, yeah.
we can imitate, we can copy, but we cannot be exactly like them. It is not possible. So what we do is, like, we focus on something that you can say that is kind of neutralized tone, where it would be easier for the other people to understand, and MTI, which is mother tongue influence. What happens that I tell my students normally this, that when a person from Saudi Arabia speaks English, and if he is not well trained about accent or pronunciation, the other people, like the people from Japan, they think that this person is speaking in Arabic. It's not English, although it is English, just because of the mother tongue influence. And vice versa, like if a Japanese person speak, they think like Indian people think like, no, this person is speaking Japanese while he is speaking in English. So what we try is like, I have got this kind of you say uh, praise, kind of compliments from the people, that sir, you, when you speak we understand, but when you other students from like from the rural area who just joined, when they speak, it's hard for us to understand because we think that they are speaking in Hindi, although they are speaking in English. So it happens. This is the issue. But yes, the best way to learn the pronunciation is listen and repeat, which is the most natural way of thinking.
Great,
But
great, great.
unfortunately, there are so many institutes, so many teachers who start teaching them the rules and regulations, like the systems, and the students work very hard to memorize, to write down, and to go through those rules and regulations. And I
Grammar
don't
portion.
think that works up to a certain extent. The best way of learning pronunciation is listening to the people, trying to imitate them, trying to copy them, and talk to the people who have good pronunciation. That works.
Great, sir. Whatever you have told about teaching English language and the way you are improving the pronunciation as well as the accent, it
Yeah,
is really, it is ideal one. And you are not giving the burden of grammars and rules and so
yeah.
on so much, but you are just taking the implement that rules are
Implementation
implemented, that is required one,
on
that only you
practice
are
based.
yes, on practice based, and you are just teaching them English, let them speak English, and all those. So that area is very good, and I think it will give them a lot of interest. It
Yeah.
will create among them a lot of interest to learn English language.
So when
So
you
can you
say one thing here, I would like to add, when you say like teaching, when it comes to teaching English, I have seen like in traditional method, most of the time a teacher speaks. If you
yes,
see the class, 60 to 80% time teachers speak, students get less time to speak. But this normally give a lot of download to the students. They learn so many rules, so many regulations, they study a lot. But when it comes to talk, it's important for them to talk. So what we do here at our institute, like they need to focus on kind of 20% of download and 60 to 80% practice. And at the time of practice, the teacher observes like what major mistakes, that what are the common major mistakes, then teachers give the class on those mistakes. And after that, again we make them speak. So actually we don't teach them, we make them speak.
let, great, great, that's good. So can you tell me who is your inspiration in your life as you are working awesome, you are doing great work? So from whom you inspired and who is your inspiration?
I don't say that is one person who is my inspiration. We have many people who inspired me a lot. Uh, my teachers, and my father, my mother, and mostly my teachers and my co-workers. Mr. Jonathan Shifley, I must say here again his name. He was one of the ideals for me, the way he managed his life, his business, his family, and the way he behaved with other people. And no matter how hard the situation is, the smile always creeped in on his face. And that is something like we learned in Islamic teaching when my moral teacher used to come in my childhood and taught everything. We learned that we studied all those things, all those rules and regulations, but we didn't put that in our life because we didn't see somebody as an exemplary person where we could see. But when I saw some people who were non-Muslims, and they were doing all those things like how to behave with people, and no matter how hard life is on you, keep it to yourself. When we talk to the people, don't let them feel like the life is difficult for you at this time, and always spread goodness, always talk good things to the people. And like he once said that fill the world with so much goodness that there is no time for evil. So these are few things, and it was not only said, he did that, he was living that life. He was not the only person. Like I have seen many other of my teachers. Like one of my professors was Professor Nas Qadri in Muzaffarpur, and one of my teachers, Professor Kausar Mazhari in Jamia Millia Islamia, and Professor Khalid Mahmood. So they all were awesome. I mean, Professor Wahiduddin Alvi was my teacher. I mean, he was my supervisor in my PhD. So I learned a lot from many people, many people. I can't say that there is one person only because of them. In my life, what I believe that even you can think of this, like whenever you see yourself, like what are the ingredients you have in that can make you can see
Yes.
that they are all your teachers, your parents, your family. So they're all together, and sometimes your co-workers, because you live your life with co-workers, so you get influence, your co-workers, your boss, so all together make you I mean, it's all a lot of ingredients in you, in your success. So that's what I feel.
Great, great. So very good expression that you have given here for your inspiration. And I think that is the best way if you mention everybody from whom you are getting
Yeah,
inspiration.
I am afraid that I am unable to mention everybody, but at least like whoever names I can like
Yeah,
keep at this time in my mind.
yeah, yeah.
And of course,
At
there are
least
so many
whatever
other
the
people.
indication you told that your co-workers, from your co-workers till the teachers and whoever has cooperated with you in your life and mission, that's great. So one thing is very famous about you, that you are having good interest in poetry, especially English
Yes.
poetry. And some days back, very good poem of yours, Eyes, oh beautiful beady eyes, one can be
Yeah.
immersed. That poem was very well known on the tongue of so many scholars and intellectuals and academicians. So can you recite that poem if possible,
Yes.
full, or came to your mind, and how beautifully you expressed all those emotions?
Yeah, sure. First, I would like to tell you about this poem. The poem which I wrote, normally the poets, when they write poem, they don't think that they are writing it. It's not a mechanical work. It comes from heart. Whatever comes, you just write it. And your job is to choose the right word at the right place. And you can give the shape to the feelings which you have. The feelings like air, and you need to fill it. You need to give and kind of, you can say, the invisible bottle of the words that can give it a shape. So when I see the human body, my body, myself, and I see each and every part of my body is made so nicely, but one thing that attracts me the most is eyes. If you look at the eyes of somebody, you can find their sadness, their happiness, and when you feel sad, your eyes are the ones that tell others that you are sad. So, and if you see, like it's a very small thing, and it has nothing, but emotion wise, it's just a water ball. So okay, I would like to recite it here, that maybe the people who are listening to it, they would enjoy this. Eyes, Oh, beautiful beady eyes. One can be immersed, drenched into ya. Deep crystal watery balls. One can forage for life and hopes. You carry thousand furtive emotions. You carry thousand furtive emotions. You, a window of heart, a window of thought. Through you, joys and griefs sneak in and out. You do have a covered mirror. Other pairs can see love hints, at times faith, at times hope, sometimes frightened, sometimes helpless, carry love and hatred, are unclean or sacred. You are so cute. You are so sweet, dark, outlined. You are mysterious. The secret of the eye cups. One can't make another pair. Whereat life, whereat live, tear with fear, and joy with love near, embracing each other, a pair to pair, blab for hours in a strange language. How deep and blue you are, deep far, far deep, deep far. Yeah,
Great,
that's the fun.
great. Very good, thought you have given here in this poem, and especially the line that I read: "A pair to pair blab for hours in a
Yeah.
strange language." Really, I mean, it is the sound and it is the voice of thousands of hearts, whose eyes, are blabbing for hours
Yes.
for one pair to other pair.
Another pair.
So really, I can idea of expressing any poem and telling any poetry. So I salute your efforts, whatever you are having, for making and composing this poem. So, sir, can you tell me the message for today's generation according to your inspirations and your experiences and your achievements, whatever you have? So, what is your message for the new generation?
Sure, sir. I believe that I haven't achieved a lot. I am just a learner. I'm just a student of life. But yes, I can share, I can impart which I have. I don't have a lot of things to impart, but yes, whatever I have, I would like to share with the younger generation that there are two things. One is learning, and one is the moral or the right, you can say the right side of yours, because everybody has two sides. We are not perfect. We do some things wrong, we do some things right, and there is no harm in that. Yes, but the problem is that when a person is a bad person, and if he gets all the education, all the learnings, he becomes powerful. And when a bad person becomes powerful, everything takes them to the wrong way. All their power go to the wrong way. So education cannot, you can say, like, after a certain limit or up to a certain limit, education, if we minus the moral teaching, the worldly education cannot take you to, cannot make you perfect, cannot make you very good. It can make you powerful. But if you start working on a wrong direction, uh, if you take all the power to the wrong direction, it will work on destructive thing, not the constructive thing. So whenever you do anything, think about it, whether it is constructive or destructive. Does it give you benefit, give others benefit, or does it harm other people and harm you? So these are few things that my mother used to say, that whenever you make decision, you need to think. You need to think whether it is good or bad. That's the only thing you need to think, and it is not very difficult to find it whether it is good or bad. But there are some indications through which we can find whether it is good or bad. The good things always look tough, always look it needs a lot of hard work, and it is less rewarding, but it ends up awesome. But the bad things always look flowery, nice, easy rewarding, easy going, but that ends up to hell. So it's very important to correct your direction. If your direction is right, all educations, all learning, all the power which you get, everything will work and everything will give you a strength. But if your direction is wrong, all the power, all the learning, all the education, everything will take you to the hell faster. That's what I
Great.
learned.
Yes. So we should take right direction to go
That is
ahead
important.
in
Yes.
life, in our assignments, and whatever we do in our day-to-day life. That's great message and very good interview from your side, and whatever ideas you have shared, I think it is a wealth for me and for the audience who are listening to this interview. And I am thankful to you, and I wish that you will work in the same spirit. And
Yes, sure.
I am sure that you are working the spirit of candle that consumes itself to lighten the way of others, and you are also lightening the way of others. Way for those who want to learn English, way for those who want to learn Urdu, way for those who want to learn literature and poetry. So I am thankful to you for your kind words and for giving us time on this show, Rubaru, face
I'm
to
very much
face
thankful to you
talk.
to give me this opportunity to talk to your audience.
Thank you very much. See you again, inshallah. Jazakumullahu khaira. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Thank you so much.